Shalom, shalom. Yeah, we are.
Alright, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, when they give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations and blessings to you Akim out there with the hopeful elect, man. You know, the Akim and the few sisters out there, the Akwafim or the Akwaf, is part of the hopeful elect, man. Blessings unto you all, man. We're gonna go straight into it, man. Time of sedition, time of Jacob's trouble is definitely nigh at hand. And 2026, man, as we've been saying, is definitely going to be a pivotal year in these last days of major prophecies taking place. And, the mark of the beast, Abba apparatus are being mandated around the four ends of the earth. We just declared it in one of them states in America last night, that they're going to present the digital ID over there in the different states of America, man. So that's one more step closer to the MOT to the moon. We've been prophesying this, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. The only thing that Great Millstone should be known for is edifying and prophesying these major prophecies, man. Especially in the last days, prophesied in the book of Revelation, because they're coming to pass as we speak. And, as we've been saying, all these other different groups out there, they're going to have a lot of explaining to do, when it comes to pass, man. Then they're going to know that a prophet has been among them. Because for the longest, we've been teaching the same doctrine. But these guys, different camps and different, coming out with the woodworks and so on and so forth. Some of them sprung out from one west, but one way or another, they all started teaching different doctrines, man. Adding and taking away from the scriptures, which is not permissible to be a prophet of the Lord. You're given strict instructions, man, to eat the whole roll, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and go out there and prophesy to our people, warn them, man. Isaiah 58:1. Ezekiel 3 and 17, giving warning from me, man. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. And that's why we're constantly out here. We're still out here until the Lord, finally sets the seal on this place and say, the time of prophesying is up. Mark of the beast has been made mandatory now. It's time for the prophets to come off the corners and all hell to break loose, man. We've just seen that latest Economist magazine cover for 2026. Which, so happens to be owned by the Rothschild family. They own like 20% of that magazine, and shares and all that. The other families that are involved as well. But that's basically the Rothschild's think tank magazine, man, for what they want to have done in the future, man, their future endeavors. As it tells you in Psalms 49 and 11, the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. So they're conspiring right now. In 2026, as Apostle Elder Sahar was guiding into, you got the World Cup being announced and all of that. That's going to be a big thing. So many things are going to be taking place in the next year, man. A lot of destruction is going to take place. Abaratazar, man. You see this guy Trump, he's losing his mind right now. He's just out here just declaring war on all nations right now. He's just out there stealing people's oil tanks and shit. Yeah, man. He's declaring war. He's breaking all kind of international laws. He's being proud as hell. He's talking shit about the Somalians, saying that they're bitches and they stink. This is the mindset of the Edomites. They're very proud. They got a stiff upper lip, man. They think they're better than everyone. They're the most inferior people on the earth. I just didn't sit down. You got something to get into.
This is to our people. Matthew's 11, and I'll start from verse 16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows and saying, we have piped unto you and you have not danced.
Yeah, we piped onto you the right song, man, sound doctrine. There's a thing called sound doctrine, man. These other guys that are spewing all their madness like the Genesis Israelites and these other different groups, they're spewing incoherent doctrine, man. It's not sound, man. It's inadequate sound, man. They're blowing inadequate sounds from the trumpet, man. It's something that you can't hear, that doesn't sound pleasing to the ear. It's all kind of fucked up, man. It's distorted. But when you come to the prophets of the Lord from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, you're getting that pure essence, man. You're getting it from the source. You're getting David's heart, man. Unfiltered, man. Untampered with, man. Yes, Shalom, but you're
All
right.
right? I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Good.
Yeah, man. You're an Israelite too, bro.
Damn straight, bro. I'm Jamaican, man. My dad's
Oh,
Jamaican.
there you go,
I took a
bro.
picture of this before, but I couldn't find it.
No problem, bro. Take it again. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man. At least you're inquiring, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
That's it, bro. Love, bro, yeah?
Man, them, yeah.
Shalom, bro. Shalom, bro. That's it, man. Jake's inquiring, man, because time's getting short, man. All hell's about to break loose, man. The days of mirthdom and folly and messing around, taking this life for a joke, those days are over with, man. Judgment's coming, man. Judgment's around the corner, man. Can't play around now, man. Lord's about to shut up shop in this place. Go ahead.
Hey man, his wife his woman is a white Jake, bro. And his
Yeah, of
children
course.
look like fucking like.
Yeah, she is Israelite too, man. She's an Israelite foreigner.
Yeah, exactly.
This is that was modern day Cornelius, man. But you got guys like Zabak and Captain Tazariak and all of that. Oh no, not Captain Tazariak, but Zabak and the Genesis and all that. They would say that Cornelius was a Edomite because he came out of the Italian band, not knowing about the word diaspora and the scattering of Israel, man. You don't know our history. You don't know we've been migrating for thousands of years into different parts of the earth. That's why we're called foreigners, man. That's why we're called the lost sheep, because we like to scatter ourselves around the other nations, man, and breed into their other nations. We've been doing that, man. That's nothing new. Nothing new under the sun, man.
Egypt.
Jake's been migrating, man.
And even his children don't look like your typical so-called West African.
Yeah, well, he don't look like he's like fair skinned, so-called. He could be considered they call it half caste or mixed race. But really, you are what your father is. But from the sound of him, he's straight Benjamin. As soon as he opened his mouth, you can tell the vibration, the spirit, speaking that patois kind of language. That's the spirit of Benjamin, man. You know? So he's not necessarily going to be looking like a dark-skinned man just because, he's got that seed mingled and looking like he's other races. You're going to be the spirit, whatever you are, your seed is of your father, man. You come out your father's ballsack before you enter into your mother's womb. So you are what your father is, man. It tells you that in numbers. The patriarchs, man.
That was exclusive. He even had his woman older. She stayed away and he came to inquire and then he went back to her.
That's
Even
manners.
he started explaining.
His use is what was got his like spirit.
That's manners. That's manners, man. That's what you call manners, man. So the Lord can have mercy upon him and his whole house now. Because you can see they got the spirit of they got the Israelite spirit on their family, man. The Israelite spirit of being gentle and just being disciplined, in order, and that's how he was. That when these devils, these conquistador devil rats came over to the New World, they encountered us being like that in that spirit, being comforting, being pleasant, being pleasing. We was helpers. But we helped these devils. Yeah, we was accommodating, and these devils took that and ran with that, man. They took our love, kindness for weakness, and they used it against us, man. And they slaughtered us, man. Still to this day, and they still want to try and run away from the fact that they slaughtered us as a people, man. Damn devils! But you're gonna pay, man. I was just going into the other day with the 3 ships that Christopher Columbus came over to the New World with, the Santa and the Pinta and the Santa Maria and the Pinta and another one I can't remember right now. It's 3 ships, that he came over to the New World with, and they was led by chariots, man. Elmo's fire. Christopher Columbus even said that he saw chariots in the sky and it was leading him to the New World.
Yeah, it was the Nina.
The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, man. And they said they were seeing orbs in the sky and it was leading them to the New World. Same orbs that was in the sky, or the orb that was in the sky during the time of the birth of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, man. You didn't think that was an actual star in the sky. It wasn't a star. Stars don't move, man. Comets don't move in it and start and move it. Comets just keep moving, man, in one direction, man. They don't stop and start. That was a chariot, man, that led the 3 wise men, or the wise men, should I say, to the birthplace of Yahweh Shai, which was in Bethlehem, man. And no, it was not in the dead of winter. What man in the right mind is going to travel throughout all kind of miles of land in the dead of winter, man? You're going to die of hypothermia, man. It wasn't in the dead of winter, it was during the spring, man. The spring equinox, if you want to call it that, man. Because that was the time of the Passover. Joseph and Mary had to find somewhere to stay because everything was all shut down and booked up, basically. So they had to find an inn. The Lord said, Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Meaning, don't follow their habitual, despicable, heathenistic ways. Because it's not worshipping, that's idol worship, man. You worshiping some damn Christmas, which goes back to Babylonian worship once again. Because this is modern day Babylon the Great. They worship the pagan gods of ancient Babylon, the Queen of Heaven, and Nimrod and that. We're not supposed to partake in that. It's idol worship. This is why the Lord put us into captivity in the first place. Because we were following these damn idols.
Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Yeah.
But the heathen are dismayed at them.
Yeah, the heathens, they will worship the stars, the moon, the sun. They worship constellations. They worship the creatures. They worship the nature. That's what all these different high and holy days they worship. The spring equinox and all that shit that they worship. All them satanic high holy days, Halloween and all these fertility goddess worship. It's all about worshiping nature and all of that. Worshipping the creation rather than the creator. So the Lord said not to worship these things, man. You're not supposed to worship the sun, the moon, the stars. You're not supposed to worship trees, animals. But that's what these heathens celebrate. Got a big 40-foot owl that they renovate and pray to and sacrifice children to, Molech. Or they got the April's bull. You know, you're not supposed to do these things, man.
Even the calendar that we follow, when we're out here on a so-called Saturday, Saturn, man, we go to Saturnalia, man. Sunday, the day of the sun, tomorrow, like even the days of the week, man, all through like one day all the way down into Friday, the days of the month.
We'll go back to the Greek and Roman gods.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the pantheon basically, pagan gods, man. And even Saturday, Saturnalia, that's why you got the court system. It's a joke, man. This whole situation with Diddy only getting 50 months in jail, that's like a slap on the wrist, man. Really, a guy like that that's committed all these type of murders. He's had bare people murdered. You know, not just Tupac and Biggie, his own wife, ex-wife, he had her murdered, man. She died from pneumonia. A lot of people around this guy all of a sudden die of pneumonia. How? Why? Because this guy is poisoning them, man. What happened to Jamie Foxx's ass, man? This guy asked for a tablet and ended up in A&E in a coma, man, for months. This guy asked Diddy for a fucking tablet, a painkiller, and this guy gave him something else and put him in a coma, man, for months on end, man. And then this guy did a sitcom about it, man, a live comedy show about what Diddy did to him. So this is what Diddy does, man. Diddy's a straight con artist, man. He's a demon. That guy's not supposed to be in jail. He's supposed to be under the ground. He's supposed to be 6 foot under the earth, man, for the crimes he's committed. Talking about some 50 months. What's 50 months, man? The shit that he done, partaking in, man, and he was taught that shit as well. You know, that guy is he's a sentient for death, man. Death is around, always around that guy. You know, even when he first came into the entertainment business, people started dying. 9 people died. And that was like his initiation into that world. Death is always surrounding that guy, man. And he's always acting like he's the victim in every situation. Shot a bitch in the face and nose and blamed it on someone else. Made Shine took the rap for it. You know? This guy is a criminal, man. And you can see it from that documentary. He has the outs. Everything that's happening to him, he does not hold himself accountable. He never takes accountability for nothing he's done wrong. He acts like he's always in the right. Everyone else is wrong around him. He even tried to compare himself to the Lord. That's what he said. I don't compare myself to no one else but the Lord. That's blasphemous, man. The Lord wasn't no booty bandit, man. The Lord wasn't sticking shit up his arse or raping men, getting them drunk and, you know, drugging people and having sex with them. You know, people waking up with sore anuses and all that. This guy's a demon, man. But that's that Greco-Roman way. When the wrongdoers, the Romans do. That's that ancient Greco-Roman way. This is what they've been doing, man. This is part of their, you know, their theology and all of that. They're a bunch of boy lovers. They're into boy loving. A bunch of PDF files, child trafficking, sex traffickers. That's what he's into. And he was taught that by his masters, man. By them issues, man. You know, his handlers, man. He didn't learn that shit by himself. He was groomed into that lifestyle, man, from a youngin'. Go ahead.
Romans 1 and 22, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like a corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things.
Yeah, worshipping idols, man, worshipping animals and all of that. That's what they're doing. and having sex with animals too. Bestiality, zoophilia. This is what they was doing during the ancient Greco-Roman times, man. That was all part of the Hellenization too. Jake doing inordinate acts, and that's why Jake started getting into that booty bandit shit, man. Growing their hair long like women, you know, wearing the hats, living that Greco-Roman lifestyle. Totally Hellenized, man. Not circumcising their kids anymore. You know, the Corinthians was known for doing that. They're known to be being a lot of freaky. They're into that freaky shit, man. There was a lot of diddies back then in Corinthian Greece. That's why Paul had to write those letters, man. Those Corinthians was going the hell off. Tells you, man. 1 Corinthians 6, was it? 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. You know, men that are effeminate and men that are mingling themselves with other men and so on and so forth. Adultery was big back then as well, man. The same shit's going on right now. Adultery is like a recipe for Jake to make it in Hollywood, man. You have to go around sleeping with other men's women. And Diddy said he loved doing it. Every man that he came into contact with, he would always try and sleep or compete with. He would always try and sleep with their wives, man. That's his form of getting back at them or some shit like that. He would always try and sleep with their wives. That guy's he's spreading all kinds of diseases and all kinds of adultery. He's supposed to have been dead, man. You know? There ain't supposed to be no people crying for his freedom and all of that. But you got all these other beauty bandits, these backdoorians, these other celebs saying, oh yeah, trying to come in these defense because they're part of the whole industry, man. They live that same lifestyle. They're a bunch of Grecos, man. They're a bunch of Greeks.
It says, wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Yeah.
He changed, but this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections, but even their women did change the natural use.
These were Jakes, man. These were wicked ass Jakes in Rome, man, that was doing this. This book was written to the Romans. It was Israelites that was living in Rome. They was following that Greco-Roman lifestyle, man. So it started with that Hellenization from Alexander, because he was known as a booty bandit. But then it got worse when that little horn came into power, man. That little runt, Antiochus Epiphanes. He forced the hand, man. He started bringing swine's flesh into the temple. That's why brothers went to the shop right now try to get a sandwich. You couldn't buy nothing. You could only buy a juice. Because everything's in Christmas season, they're putting swine in every fucking dish, man. All the sandwiches got pork stuffing and all this shit in it. Pork belly, every fucking product, every sandwich, there's all got fucking swine in it, man. You can't even eat nothing off the damn shelf. A sandwich, man. You know? Or something grilled. You can't even get a grilled cheese because they put fucking bacon in the grilled cheese. Oh, it's Christmas, so you know.
Yeah.
Put stuffing and brie and you know, black pudding. Black pudding? It ain't supposed to be, you know, damn black pudding, man. That's got pig's blood in it. But Jakes love black pudding.
Oh, yeah, they love that, bro. They love it.
I'm not gonna lie, back when I was young, I used to eat that shit. I didn't know what was in it. When I was young, because it's sweet. It's very sweet. But the reason why it's sweet like that is all that gelatin, all that pig's blood that they put in it, man. That shit is poison for the gut, man. You know? And that catches up to you after years, man. You're eating all that stupid, all that damn swine. Swine is the worst type of food to eat. I don't know what is wrong with people. Why they think swine is the most delicate food, like a tender delicacy in the society. Swine is the most rottenest, most like defiled food to eat, man. Out of all the meats. Eating some damn swine. That shit is so unclean, man. You can't clean it. It don't matter how much you wash that shit, try and disinfect it. That shit is pure disease, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Because them pigs don't sweat. All the shit that they eat and ingest, it stays in them, man. So all them poisons and all that shit is just mixed in their skin and their flesh. And then, you know, they cut that up and put that on the dish, on the pan, and fry that shit, and you put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
And you expect not to be, then you wonder why you're in A&E, you know, during the Christmas holiday and all that.
Yes. It's even a known fact, like apart from the bones, when people try to dispose of dead bodies, you can feed it to pigs, bro.
Pigs will eat anything, man. They got, like the Mexicans, they're known for doing that. They got pigs in the back and all that. When they want to dispose of bodies, they chop them up and they feed them to the pigs, man. The pigs will get rid of the body. Pigs will eat anything. They're like walking garbage cans, man. How you gonna eat a garbage can? Put that shit in your mouth, man. The people will do it.
Yeah, and you will do it. They'll fry it, jerk pork. And
Yeah,
you got all
jerk
sorts-
pork. Jamaican. That's why Jamaicans, man. West Indians, man, we're gonna kill a lot of you, man. Jerk pork.
When I
man.
heard about that, bro, the first time I heard of Jamaican
Jerk
say
shrimp,
that. Jerk shrimp.
everything jerk, man. Jerk crab. You niggas are gonna die, man. Because you got that hot sauce, that hot jerk on it. You think it's lawful to eat. Man, I want some jerk. Oh, jerk. Nah, man, the Lord's not down with that, man. You know, the Lord's with that. We got our own dietary law. But yet and still, they ain't want to talk shit about the scriptures. They like to say the Bible ain't for us. But they want to eat all the abominations under the sun that's not good for them. And you wonder why the Lord's going to destroy you, man. But this is the time we're coming into. The Lord is causing up shop for you soon, man. The time of talking and warning, that's going to come to an end, man. And I get the feeling Abu Ratazar 2026, that's going to be a pivotal year of when the famine of the world is going to really start to take place. And men of the world are going to be drawn back off the streets, probably Abu Ratazar, and all hell is going to really break loose, man. And then Esau is going to go ape shit on you tribes. You know, time of Jacob's trouble like never before. He's going to be grabbing up you nigger women, all of that. He's got the National Guard ready there for deployment. He said he's got 500 National Guard ready to deploy, man, to each state. 2026 is going to be a year of sedition, rioting, more apostates, more decline in society, otherwise an economic crash, and then ultimately the MOT to the B being mandated and RFID CHIP being mandated, and then ultimately the nuclear war, man. Because that war is going to happen, man. This guy Trump is doing shit he's not supposed to be doing. And these other nations are just biding their time. Russia and China just looking like, I see what they're trying to do. Alright, this is chess, not checkers, man. But America's writing a check that their asses can't cash. And they're pissing off their own allies as well. That's why I said the 10 horns are going to hate the war. Because America's doing shit they're not supposed to be doing, man. They're pissing off their own allies, man. They're just causing bare war for no reason. But Trump was supposed to be the guy to bring back peace to the West. But all he's done is cause bare disruptions, man. It's beautiful, though. It's beautiful to see because that means that we're almost out of here, man. We ain't got too much longer, man. The angels are watching. They're around surrounding brothers, protecting brothers. And the Lord's going to start doing some miraculous works very soon, too. The Lord's going to start opening new portals, man. And the angels going to start doing some stuff. You know? So go ahead.
This is Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Mm-hmm. So this is the time we're supposed to rejoice, not be sad or get all down and out, worrying. We ain't supposed to be worrying. The ones that's supposed to be worrying is the 2/3, because they ain't got no hedge for their time. Time is coming for them. Jacob's trouble is going to be a hell for them and hell on earth for them. But for the men of the Lord, us, we ain't got to worry about shit. We're going to be taken care of, man. The Lord said, my servants shall eat. Why they're going to be out here hungry and starving to death, fighting tooth and nail, panic buying and all of that, killing each other, acting like apes, savages in the street, going to war against the other nations. We ain't got to worry about that. We're not going to be involved in none of that. So we're supposed to be rejoicing, man. Not being settled on our lease, not trying to buy and invest in land and properties and shit like that. We're supposed to be happy this place is getting wrapped up.
Yep. Says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down onto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yeah, the devil was talking about a nation of people. He's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. The devil was talking about an entity on the earth, a physical being, a nation of people that are ruling this earth. Known as the secret society, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, the secret council of iniquity, written over in Psalm 64. They exist. So-called cabal, the wicked elite, they exist, man. And their plan is to, put this whole world into straight AI, digital prisons, man. Make this a digital slavery all over again. Put Jake back into slavery, basically, man, with a digital ore in their skin, known as a biometric device, a chip. That's their whole plan. Yeah, there you go. Go say it again.
They said, was it the
Klaus
WEF?
Schwab.
Yeah, the WEF. They basically, quoted to say, you will own nothing and be happy about it. Because they don't want you having your own, independence, having, driving cars, and all of that stuff, having eaten meats and certain
Everything
things.
you borrow from the state.
Owning land. You got this guy Nate trying to own land in that 40 acres of land. They don't want you owning that land. The Esau's gonna come for that land. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Esau's gonna come for that land when that time comes, man. You buying all that land for what? That's just gonna come to naught, man. That's all vanity, man. In time of Jacob's trouble, Esau's gonna come for that land, man. Unless you got a standing army that can defend that, you're fighting for no reason. You're buying that land for no reason. It's gonna cause a lot of people to get smoked. What are you gonna do? Go for a march, 1,000-man march, say no, take our land and all that. Esau gonna come there with the troops, wipe you niggas out, man, with your purple garments, man, your purple rain garments, man. Trying to march against the National Guard. They gonna shoot each one of you down, man. Lay you niggas out.
Yeah, man.
How you gonna defend that land in the time of Jacob's trouble? Esau said he don't want you owning nothing, man. And you still don't own that land, anyway. You don't own the load of the title. You still have to put you own that land. All that land in America belongs to the bankers, man. Believe it or not, you don't own shit. You know, you're just a byproduct, a citizen in another man's empire, man. That's all you got, and even that's a stretch. Because they can alienate you from your own fucking country, tell you you're an immigrant, and kick you out that land. That's what they're doing right now to the Northern Kingdom. When that whole land, Mexico, all that New Mexico, all those lands belong to Jake, man. I just watching one little documentary. I didn't get to finish it. I got to start it. It was going into the Afro-Mexicans, man. That's down over there near Puerto Rico, certain parts of Puerto Rico, near the border and all that. But they're looked down upon, so they got their own little setup away from the rest of the Issacharites because they're so-called. They weren't looking like fucking these devils today, these Edomites talking about, you know, tomahawk and this and tomahawk that, the last Mohican. They weren't looking like them devils. They were dark skinned, man. When Esau came to interact with the Tainos and the Arawak Indians, that's who he encountered, a dark skinned nation, man. Another dark skinned nation with woolly hair, some straight stringy hair. But yet they had melanin, man. Until Esau started to intermingle with them, man. Whitewashing, if you will. You know? It says that in he said tares amongst the wheat. That's what the devil did during slavery. So he encountered a dark-skinned race, the 10 tribes of Israel. Then he went and enslaved the northern Britain, the southern kingdom over there in the western parts of Africa. So this is nothing new, man. This is what these devils been doing. And these elites know our true history. They know who they encountered, and they know who they were coming to enslave. You know?
Scripture says that they sold a boy for wine and a girl
For a harlot.
Like, and they still do that to our people today. That's what this whole prison industrial complex tied in with this music industry is, because at the end of the day, they want to see our people totally decimated and destroyed. Regardless of the fact we ain't got physical chains on us now, they still got the minds of our people. And at the end of the day, Jake want to be Negroes and fucking Africans before they want to be Israelites. They'll fight tooth and nail to be anything other than who they truly are, and that's because Esau Edom has brainwashed our people. He even allows and enables individuals like fucking Sarnetta and Paul Light and all those kind of individuals. That's why them man there, they were pushing their doctrine. They were getting on all sorts of media. We don't need it, but like they were getting on all mainstream media, pushing that bullshit, and Bear Jakes was subscribing to that. Lord of the Whole Polite was a fraud, and now he's in jail.
All fraud, man. That Kemet shit, you killed Kemet. The Israelites, man. How Bashim Yahushai did.
That's right.
And then you still got, even in Israel, you got guys been infiltrated in Israel. And that's nothing new under the sun. Same thing was happening during the time of Yahushai and the apostles, man. You had the apostates, you had the false prophets back then. You had the Judas cults.
Hey, well, Judas Iscariot, they infiltrated, tried to infiltrate the
And you still got them. Shalom, bro. And you got them today. You got these Genesis Israelites. They're distorting the whole gospel, perverting. Why? Because they got paid off. They took that 30 coins of silver from the devil and decided to, change up the doctrine because they got a couple of zeros in their account, man. Sellouts, man. You're gonna have a lot of sellouts in this truth you're gonna find out in these last days, man. Not everyone that wears a garment, talk about I'm a Hebrew Israelite, is really a man of the Lord. You gotta understand that, man. We're not all gonna come together and agree, because we're not all meant to agree, because you got 2/3 that don't agree with the 1/3, man. And the so-called guys that are teaching all these wayward doctrines, we're not going to come together with them. There's not going to be no unification. Two can't walk together unless they agree. So that's why there's going to be a lot of so-called infighting or a lot of separations. Man, that's good though, because unless you're speaking all the same thing, there's no reason for us to come together, man. You stay over there, teach your madness, and you deal with the judgment of the Lord, man. The teaching lies and the prophecy. We're going to teach the truth. We know who we worship. We know who we fear. So we're going to do the right thing by the Lord and teach the whole truth and nothing but the truth. That's why we always say we can teach 100. We can proudly say through the spirit power, Yahweh Shai, great millstone, we've got 100% truth. Why? Because it's Yahweh Shai's doctrine we're teaching. We ain't teaching no other doctrine. We're not adding or taking away from the scriptures, man. We're teaching what the Lord told us to teach. The mysteries, man.
2 Timothy 3:15, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
And that's another thing. These guys don't preach faith, man. They preach like basically keep the law, the law, the law. But what about faith? There's a law and faith, man. What's going to hold you and keep you in this truth until the bittersweet end is your faith, your fortitude, your integrity, man, your honor. You being a man of the Lord, man. You being integral, willing to die for this truth if you have to, man. You have to have some type of cojones to do that, man. You have to have faith to do that, man. You can't just do something like that without having no fortified mind and faith in that, man. You gotta be disciplined in this thing for real to walk that kind of walk.
Scripture says we walk by faith and not by sight.
There you go. A lot of these guys, they walk by sight, not by faith.
And they scoff at it. What they call faith-based Israelites.
Yeah. How can you call us faith-based Israelites to say that's a diss? That's a blessing. You're calling us faith-based Israelites like that's supposed to be something we're supposed to be like looked down upon. That shows how stupid and idiotic you guys are.
So what kind of Israelite are you?
Yeah. And that's why you won't push the names, man. Because if you push the names of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, you have to have faith in those names. You guys refuse, just like you refuse to teach about the MOT to the B, with RFIDC, you refuse to push the names of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai because you're none of his. You're not of the Lord's, man. You guys are the enemies of the cross. Whether you like it or lump it, unless you repent and stop teaching your madness, which likelihood is that's not going to happen anytime soon because you guys are just waxing worse and worse. You guys are going to be destroyed, man, and we don't care about you. At the end of the day, this is the Father's business. This is business, man. This ain't personal. This is the Father's business. So we don't really care. All we're doing is what the Lord told us to do. This ain't not personal. We ain't got no personal hatred against you guys and other camps. You're Israelites, yeah, but at the same time, if you're not teaching the whole truth, then it's just really fuck you, man. If you're not teaching what we're teaching and you want to add and do your own thing, whatever, you want to be gimmicky and all these type of things, superfluous, that's you, man. You stay over there with that shit. See if that's going to bring you salvation.
It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
Yeah, all scripture, but you got guys that's out there that's saying, all scripture is not talking about the New Testament, it's talking about the Old Testament, the word of Paul is not the gospel and all that. Talking all kinds of madness. When Yahweh Shai personally taught Paul one-on-one, he had a one-on-one with Yahweh Shai, and he taught him all the mysteries, man. So how the hell is the Lord not dealing with the Apostle Paul? How can the word of Paul not be the word of the Lord? He talked to him one-on-one. He actually taught him. It doesn't make no fucking sense.
Lord, come in the volume of the whole book.
It was written of me, man. So that just shows you that you guys got no discernment, man. Your spiritual discernment, your spiritual IQ is low. You got a low spiritual IQ, man. A lot of you guys. You want to act like you're the top guys in Israel. Whatever, man. There's a difference between talking and being something, man. And when you look at Great Millstone, you can see we're about it, man. We're about that life. We're dedicated to this truth wholeheartedly, man. We're not going to mix up. We're not going to change up nothing, man. We're willing to die for this truth if it comes to it. Putting our heads in guillotines and all of that for the faith, the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in this truth. Because that's what Yahweh Shai did for us. He put his life on the line, man. He actually put himself on the cross for the whole nation, but starting with the elect. That's a true brother, man. That's our big brother. You guys wouldn't, a lot of you guys wouldn't do that. You wouldn't sacrifice yourself for the whole brotherhood, man. A lot of you guys are going to try and, a lot of you guys are going to end up taking the chip. You know, you're going to be lining up, getting ready to get the chip for you and your damn little children and your wife. Your wife is going to persuade you to take it. She's going to be there crying, saying, we ain't eating in days. I'm hungry, I'm starving. Look at our kids, they're starving to death. What are you doing? We need to eat. And he's going to be there contemplating, saying, fuck it. Let's just go to the clinic and get this C hip in. Let's go to the chip party, man.
Right.
Like the Vicky that.
Yes, look.
Like actually Israelites that was saying, oh, just, you know,
Because
don't
of
be
their
afraid.
women.
Yeah, and they were actually on camera, like, going to get it. And
Well, it's mostly the women, bro. The women, I remember there was one case where a woman was trying to persuade her elderly father, like, oh,
Demon.
so I can come around you, so I can, you can be safe. You should
Been
take
around
it.
the man their whole life. All of a sudden you can't come around him because the white man said so. Go ahead, sir.
No, that's all good, man. But that's what I'm saying. That's why the scripture says, give not that strength unto women, man. Because at the end of the day, they'll lead you to destruction, bro.
You women are dumb, man. It says they which lead equals lead to her. Don't follow no woman, man. You end up going back to the Baptist church, talking about getting baptized, man, by some dirty ass water. By Pastor Toby and all that, man.
Yeah, man.
Getting ready to take a donation.
No, real shit, bro.
The seed.
Real shit. Bro.
You go seed.
Yeah. And as always these black women as well, bro, they just feel like they always have that spirit of they chose the Most High. And like
saying. There was one black bitch that was part of the SPAC Nation. She robbed her husband, you know, took all his money. He was a millionaire, he's a footballer, famous footballer. She took all his money and the kids and gave it to this nigga Pastor Toby, man.
Crazy, bro.
And now she's talking shit about her own husband, man. What a
Crazy.
demon. And he didn't do nothing to her. He was taking care of her, man. She was living good. She was living a good life. He was a millionaire.
Crazy.
She didn't have to fight for nothing. She didn't have to work for nothing. She took all his money. She gave it to this damn pastor, man. For what?
Crazy.
Hustlers, man. Poverty pimps. That's what these poverty. That's what these pastors are, man. These so-called pastors of the church. They're not real shepherds, man. They're poverty pimps, man. They're there to collect checks, to collect your money. That's why they always sending the fucking the bucket, donation bucket around the whole service.
Bro, there was one woman under Pastor Toby, one of his force.
Yeah.
One of them. This
It was a
woman
Marian
was,
bitch,
the
yeah.
Marian bitch. Yeah, bro, it was her.
Demon.
Bro, they set up WhatsApp groups, and then somebody exposed it. She was sending voice and was talking about we need to raise 15,000 seeds.
Yeah.
We need it. We have to do it this week.
I need 50 people.
Someone,
Don't sow seed. I don't know what you're doing. When I came into this church, you know, there's mind manipulation, they're Jedi mind tricks.
Brother.
That's what it is. They're marketers, man. You can see it's just Jedi mind tricks. They're straight up sales. It's the salesman, man. Snake oil salesmen, man. That's what it is. And Pastor Toby gave them the template of how to basically manipulate people to make them send their money.
Yeah, bro.
And then they all send their money to him because he's the head of that shit. So all the donations and all that charity so-called work goes to him. That's why he's over there driving Bentleys and wearing Gucci and all this shit. Gucci one foot, Fendi on one foot and another, you know. He's just to the T, up and down, and all kinds of the latest gear, driving all these damn supercars every other day, living in mansions. Man said he's got 65 properties in London. How the hell you work up to get money to own 65 properties in London?
That's insane.
What man in there right now, what black man you know owns 65 properties in London?
Right.
This nigga said he owns 65 properties in London, man. Plus a house, a mansion in the countryside.
Insane. Bro, even the maintenance on that shit alone, bro, is insane. The amount of maids you need, the amount of clean, bro, it's mad.
And he's making them do it. You don't even need me. He's making the fucking congregation, the ones that he's got, the little youths that are living in there, he's making them pay rent. Charges them to stay there, man. And if they don't pay rent, they get beatings and like, you know, all the old school videos that show a man getting licked down by the pastors and they're beating them in the house. And
That's wild.
they don't do what they're supposed to do. They get lashings. It's pure slavery. That's why they're always trying to, market it out to youngers, because youngers are more impressionable, man. They don't know what the fuck's going on. And they don't know how to fight back. They don't know how to say no. They see the money, they see the lifestyle, they think, Yeah, I'm going to be rich. No, you're not going to be rich. You're going to make this man rich. You're going to be the one that's in debt. Make you open up an LCC and all that company in your name, and then you're in fucking debt. You got bad credit for the rest of your life because you did fraud on your account, and you gave the money to this guy. And all those youths are in debt basically. Talk about what 100 businesses. Yeah, they're all fraudulent businesses though. It's all money laundering basically you're doing. Straight up money. That's why you're always doing recruitment sessions and all that. Oh, we're coming to Peckham. We're coming to this place. We want all the youngsters to come and introduce themselves. Why you want them to do that? So you can get new recruiters to manipulate, set up more fraudulent companies, man. That's straight up money laundering to it. But this guy's still walking around like to say he's not committing no crime, man. I don't get it. Esau's walking around like letting this guy do his thing, man. One day he's gonna get caught just doing something, for the most part. But like for now, for the past how many years he's just been getting away with it, man. He's like the Diddy of Christianity, man. But everyone has their time, man. Everyone has their day, Diddy didn't get away with it, and this pastor told me he's definitely not gonna get away with it, man. And the rest of you false pastors out there, the Lord's gonna start killing a lot of you pastors out there too. One day you're just gonna wake up your head getting decapitated and shit, man. Your head getting tossed down the damn street somewhere. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 5, 26. For among my people are found wicked men, they lay wait. As he that setteth snares, they set a trap, they catch men.
Yeah, and that's in both worlds. That's in the Israelite world, and this truth of ours. And you got the names out there, you don't even have to name them. You can just read that title, that precept right there, and name faces will just pop in your head. Straight away you're gonna see IUIC, that's the main one. And you're gonna see ISUPK, all these different camps, man. They're all gonna pop in your head. Genesis. Because their thing is to make money. Their thing is to make merchandise for the people. That's why they're selling everything, man. They're selling breakdowns. They're selling councils and all that.
Yeah. Well, from a marketing perspective, IUIC got the shit locked down.
They got the shit locked.
Bro, they got the new backing tracks. They got Nate with the wind fan blowing and the garment blowing in the wind, and he was playing the Nas Hero, and man's talking about, yeah, man.
AI and all that. They got everything.
Well,
advertisement, they got a marketing team. That's what Possible to say.
Well,
They have probably got a marketing because he's $1 million company. Basically he's worth millions now, so he has to have a marketing team, PR and all that. But that's what these big jakes are doing. To make merchandise for you, not teach you the truth. To make sure that they keep that money coming in. How are you able to get donations to buy land, 40 acres of land, man?
Yeah,
how much fucking money you have to accumulate to buy 40 acres of land, in America especially. So that's millions and millions of dollars, man. That ain't shit, that ain't cheap.
Yeah, even they went to Ghana. I remember the IUIC went to Ghana, and Ghana ain't got no land registry. For you to be able to build buildings in Ghana, bro, you need connections on the ground, bro.
They're definitely owning land and building houses over there.
Bro, 100%.
Definitely.
And it's corrupt over there, bro. They ain't got no land registry, so you need connections, bro.
Yeah,
you need government level connections to build schools the size of what they were building, whole campuses.
Yeah, we'll talk. I know. Fucking Akon couldn't even do it, man. Akon was trying to build a fucking City, Akon City and all that. His shit got stopped, man. He couldn't even get the shit off the ground. He was talking about it for years. But all of a sudden, this guy Bishop Nate's making schools up in Ghana and all that.
Bro, it's crazy.
So this guy he's an entrepreneur. He's not a prophet. He's an entrepreneur, man. That's why he keeps butchering the scriptures and waxing worse and worse. Just saying anything nowadays, man. And it sounds kosher to these zombies that are listening to him because they just look up to him like he's the man that he's the Lord basically. They look up to they look up to Nate. Yeah, that's what they said during the Passover. Idiots, man.
Yo,
they look up to Nate like to say he's the deliverer, man. He's the savior. And he can't save himself from what's coming, man. When all hell breaks loose, man, you guys are gonna be shitting yourself, man. You're gonna be scratching your damn heads. Nervous as all fuck, looking for Nate to give you answers, and he's gonna probably go into hiding somewhere, man. If he's not gonna repent and start teaching the truth, tell you that the mark of the beast is actual shit, don't take it. That guy's gonna go into hiding, and you guys are gonna be looking with your tail between your ass, not knowing what the fuck to do. Then you're gonna end up lining up to get that shit. If the Lord's not with you, a lot of jakes are gonna line up to get that shit, man. It's just what it is. The elect are not gonna be deceived. That's the difference.
Jeremiah 17:5, thus saith the Lord Jehovah, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord.
Yeah, and like brothers have been saying, you're buying all this land, making all these investments, trying to set up shops and that. When they change over the transition to digital markets and all that, and they introduce this chip, you're going to basically have to endorse it and tell your people to take that if they want to buy and sell on your land. Because for you to make purchases, future purchases, and do business, you're going to have that digital mark, man. You ain't going to be able to do no transactions with cash anymore, paper cash and all that. Everything's going to be online, digital. So that means you're going to have to get down with the market of the image of the beast. You're going to worship the image of the beast, man. So that's a byproduct of that is that your zombies are going to have to if they want to live off the land and so-called be prosperous and all that, they're going to have to take that shit to carry on eating and living in that land. Because everything's going to change, man, unless you're going to just give up the whole land to Esau and go on a run, which I doubt that.
Yeah.
Esau's going to come and take that shit from you, man.
Yeah, 100%.
So that means you're endorsing the market, the image of the beast.
Yeah. But Scripture says, envy not the oppressor and
Choose none of his ways, man. His foolish ways, man. You know? Because it's foolish, man. Because all this shit that Esau's doing is all vain, man. Because it's all going to come to naught. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're going into slavery. And their destiny has already been written. It just has to manifest into the physical, man. Their destination is that their empire is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, which Trump is doing a beautiful job right now. He's leading America to that third world war, man. And they can't turn back the hands of time.
yeah.
They can only move forward, man. He's already stolen oil tankers. He can't come back now and talk about negotiations and all that. Because Russians are going to be like, nah, man, you're doing too much. Fuck all that talk. Then you did it again. You did it once, and then I heard he did it again. He took another oil tank. So now you're just overstepping the mark, man. You're thinking nothing's going to happen to you because nothing's happened yet. But people are watching you, man. The other nations, Russia, China, they're watching you, man. They're watching your every move. And they're just waiting for that direct time. And really, it's the time when Yahweh Shem Yahushua, when he puts that evil thought in their minds, they're going to attack you, man. And they're going to take your shit out. And you're going to think all your allies are going to come to your aid and defend you. Nah, man, they're going to shoot missiles on your asses, man. You're going to be like, fuck America, man. Let's get this bitch, man. Fuck Donald Trump. We want the new world.
Yeah.
We're the new world order. Fuck America, man. That's what it's going to be, a power, a conflict, a power of the power over war. A war of power, basically.
Yeah.
Swap that, so that we're way around. A war of the power, man. Power shift.
Power struggle,
Power struggles.
Yeah. Bullshit. Even Donald Trump is creating a lot of rifts between America and Europe. A lot of European leaders have come out and said, listen, like, basically Europe needs to stand firm on its own, and we can't depend on America to be the defender, like, anymore, man. Because a lot of, like, Trump is basically making it clear, like, I'm America. Even though he's fucking up America, his whole mantra is I'm America first, and
That's it.
and like Europe has to fend for itself. He's even told them now they've got to up their war spend to 5% of GDP, and a lot of European nations ain't got the money for that as well. Like, it's all fucked.
Doing too much, man. You're pissing man off. So it's gonna come to a point where, like it says Isaiah 30, if someone will get Isaiah 30:17, it tells you that the Medes are gonna be the destruction of Babylon. The Medes are talking about the modern day Russians, man. Negotiations are gonna stop, and it's gonna happen all of a sudden as well. You get me on the hammer of the earth, Jeremiah. It's gonna happen all of a sudden when you least expect it. Because this guy, there was a latest article I did sit down on the other day. New Yorkers feel the safest they've ever felt under the Trump administration. What does the scripture say in 1 Thessalonians, man? When they should say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. So you say you feel safe under this guy, this President Trump character, which he's just a demon doing the bidding of his father, the devil. And he's leading America down that path of destruction. But you're putting all your faith and your hopes in him, thinking that he's going to make America great again. But then he's going to, sudden destruction, something's going to happen where all of a sudden there's going to be attacks coming out of nowhere. Whether it's in-house or, you know, whether it's a psyop or false flag, you know, American government did it or it's outside interference. All of a sudden shit's just going to start popping off, man. And America's going to have to start getting into that war mode. know? World War III is going to be a serious war, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Isaiah 13, 17.
Yeah, 13, 17.
Isaiah 13 and 17. Isaiah, the 13th chapter and the 17th verse, and it reads, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them."
Yeah, the Lord's going to stir up the Medes, talking about the modern day Russian. You're going to put evil thought in their mind. You're going to put hooks in their jaw, turn them back. Same thing, stir up their minds.
Yeah, because even on your point, when America's attacking Venezuela, Russia's got interest in there.
Exactly.
In there. Heavy interest in there.
And they're spreading themselves thin. That's another topic I wanted to go to. America is modern day Rome reincarnated because they're doing the same shit that ancient Rome was doing during their decline. They're inflating their own fucking monetary system.
Yeah.
The denarius was being inflated, mixing the metals and all of that. All hyperinflation. It wasn't taking care of their military. They were stretching them thin. There's too many skirmishes and too many wars. And there's too much infighting, a lot of sedition at that time as well. Especially during the time of Nero, there was a lot of sedition going on, a lot of infighting. People, the Praetorian, I think it was the Patricius Guard, Praetorian Guard, they said that they hated Nero, man, because he was a tyrant. And this guy's a tyrant.
He is.
This guy Trump is a fucking tyrant, man. He's a king oppressor, the cruel lord, man. And the same things happen to America all over again. As the scripture says, there's nothing new under the sun. America's monetary system is inflated to the point of no return. The dollar's been de-dollarization of the American dollar. It's totally inflated. That's why everything's going up in price. Then there's going to be hyperinflation because you have to print more dollars, you know, shrinkflation, all that other shit. But that's happening all over again. It's a recipe for disaster. The military's been stretched thin because now Trump is causing wars with Venezuela, Cuba, and Mexico. Then he's got to deal with Russia as well, China situation, the Ukraine and Russia situation, Israel. So they're stretching themselves too thin, man. Then you got infighting as well. They've got the back and forth between the different parties.
Yeah, you got
Civil war getting ready to break loose. Then you got the disruption, the disputes that they're having between Europe, like the brother just said, the 10 toes. That's why it says the 10 horns are going to hate the whore.
Yeah. Even domestically, bro, he was at one point trying to annex Canada, saying, yeah, Canada's the 51st state. Them man over there hating. The Mexicans hate him as well because he's basically saying, yeah, they're a bunch of criminals.
And he's trying to use the thing about drugs and all this. But really, it's about resources and just basically setting up strategic moves for basically war. Yeah. It's chess, man. That's what it is. It's strategic moves that they're making to basically make it more favorable for them when the war commences, man. But it's going to backfire, man. Because Russia's not playing that shit, man. Russia knows exactly what America's doing. That's why they sent their ships over there to Venezuela straight away without America's approval, man. They're like, fuck America. We know what you're doing. We ain't playing that stupid game.
Yeah. And like now, there's too much. The internet as well is revealing you. Because back in the time when they invaded Iraq, every news channel was talking about weapons of mass destruction and the bullshit. Yeah, bro. So that propaganda was heavy, bro.
Yeah.
I remember my parents would sit there. Everyone sat there. Oh, yeah, Saddam Hussein. Yeah,
WMDs. Yeah, get them. We was all for. I was like, yeah, get them Arabs and all that.
Yeah.
No, it was all fucking set up from the
in the beginning.
And then 9/11, that was set up. That was inside job.
Yeah.
They set that whole shit up.
Yeah, man. Even fucking when during Hillary Clinton, bro, with fucking Gaddafi, she was with either his son or somebody and was like, yeah, you guys are always welcome to America anytime. Then the next couple years later, we came, we saw he died or whatever.
They murdered him, they raped him, you know? And they called him a tyrant, saying he was a savage. He was like one of the greatest leaders to ever rule over there in Libya, North Africa, man.
Yeah, bro.
He gave them free accommodation, free education, free schooling, free healthcare. You know, there was no poor. Everyone was taken care of. And then he was looking to set up more businesses and more infrastructure using the gold, bullion and all that. And then the Esau came in and swept that shit away. Because they didn't want them to set up their own, infrastructure and all that, monetary system.
Thief coming from them to steal, kill, destroy.
That's it. So Esau's a natural born hater. He doesn't want people to have their own. Yeah. He is as death, man. The increase of his desires is hell and is as death. Never be satisfied, man. He always has to, that's why it says, woe to them that increase that which is not his.
That's right.
Because that's what, how long, man? You know? Because these other nations are getting peed off. They're getting fed up with America and the shenanigans, man. Like, this guy's just increasing that which is not his, man. He's taking the piss.
Yeah. Then they'll get somebody like Trump. Why is your country so corrupt?
Yeah.
Wait.
Shit
Country's
talking,
a shithole.
trash talking, you know? Yeah, it's all gonna come back to bite America in the arse, man. We can see it now. Back in the day, we was all waiting and anticipating, thinking, how's it gonna go down? How's America gonna fuck up with it? But now we can plainly see it, man. America is just doing too much. This guy Trump thinks he can't be stopped. He really thinks he's the king of the earth.
Yeah. Literally.
Like, he thinks he cannot be stopped, man. He just talks shit about everyone, does what he wants, says what he wants, and he thinks just because he's got nuclear capabilities, no one's going to step to him. But Russians are more capable, and they got a more standing army, greater army than America has, you know? And they're ready to go to war. Even though they just came out of that situation with Ukraine, they still got men on the ground, boots on the ground, ready to go to war with America, man. That shows you how prepared they are. Like, they're just built for war. They're always prepared for war, man. They're a warrior type nation of people. And they got that spirit from us, from the Scythians and all that, because that's our spirit. We're war type people, man. Warriors. So them modern day Russians and like some of our people are still mixed among them today. But they got that warrior type spirit. They're built for like to go to war. And they're gonna go to war, man. And America's not gonna make it. Even if it was just Russia on their own against America, America will still get wiped out. Because Russia's capabilities, nuclear capabilities, is far preceded than America's. And then you got China to deal with as well now. And the other nations.
Yeah. And where this war is complicated as well, like where other nations that America's gone to war with, like they didn't have any influence on the West. Like Iraq didn't have no real trade with the West. Fucking Venezuela, not really. But like when you deal with Russia and China, the Western nations, Europe depends on those nations heavily. Like Germany, for example, with the gas, the North, bro. Like China with the cheap goods, Europe needs that shit. So they put Europe in an awkward position because they're gonna fuck themselves up to deal with America, and America's not gonna give them no beneficial trade.
Russia was taking care of a lot of places as well, like the cod and all these different fishes. And Europe gets that from Russia. You know, all those fish and chips that Esau loves to enjoy over here. The fish and chips from the chip shop and all that, with the extra salt and vinegar, you know, the cod and all the haddock and all these things. All that fish comes from Russia, man. Don't come from, you know, these other state places, man. It comes from Russia. So now, you know, when all that shit stops, Europe is going to be the ones to suffer, man. But it's at the hands of America, man, because America's fucking up business for everyone. That world reserve currency called the dollar is caused a lot of chaos and debt on the earth. Now they're saying that the world national debt is up to 300 and something, over 300 trillion, man.
Never be paid off, man.
Never be paid off. And America owns about over half of that debt. They say it's up to between 39 and 40 trillion that America's national debt is. But when you check out the actual number, it's like 173. It's in the 170 something. So they owe over half of the world's debt. It's because of America, man. That's why all these nations are pissed off. That's why they're going to go to war, man. Everyone's fed up. It says they should, you know, they drunk of the wine, now the nations are mad. You got the hammer of the earth?
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction.
Yeah, the destruction talking about America getting wiped off the earth, wiped off the face of the earth. Go on ahead.
How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Yeah, the hammer of the whole earth is not talking about any other country than America. Because they're the helm of the whole earth, man. They're supposed to hold everything together. Since World War II, when American dollar became the world reserve currency, they're supposed to be the hammer of the whole earth. You know, everyone follows them. Because before America became the world reserve currency, it was the British pound. You know. But then America took over with the 13 colonies and all that. Go ahead. Which they're going to be celebrating 250 years next year, 2026. So next year could definitely be the end. Because it tells you because it tells you the limited amount of a kingdom or kingdom entirety of rulership as a whole is usually 250 years. So that's going to be 2026, and they're supposed to be celebrating that whole year. 1776. You know, till 2026. That's 250 years. So these devils are going to be proud as all hell, thinking, yeah, they're going to sail off into the sunset with a new world order. And like we said, then sudden destruction. Go ahead, up.
It says, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Yeah, the Lord's going to destroy them, and everyone's going to witness their fall. They're going to become a desolation amongst the nations, meaning they're going to get wiped off the face of the earth. Go ahead.
I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware.
Yeah, they wasn't aware. The Lord did it all of a sudden. And the Lord said he laid a snare for thee, meaning a trap. You're going to get caught in your own madness, man. You're going to get taken out by your own wicked devices, being the ICBM missiles. The Lord made you make those nuclear weapons to destroy your own empire with it, man. You thought you was going to stay in power and be able to threaten other nations with it for the rest of the entire history, but not knowing that your own weaponry is going to be the decline of your whole empire, man.
Facts. And I remember when Iran was getting bombed by fucking America. They cannot have nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
You cannot. Why not?
Enriching uranium.
Yeah, literally, for trying to say no, Iran, and America feels like there's some sort of authority on the earth.
Yeah.
That they could just tell you, no, you can't manufacture the same weapons we got to defend yourself.
We can have
You
uranium.
can have it, but
You can't.
You can't be doing that.
Go ahead, up.
It says, it also shows the hypocrisy of America, because they're the ones that even dropped the A-bomb.
Yeah,
They're the
The
ones
only
that's used these
nation
type of
that have actually done atomic warfare on people.
What do they say? Oh, it's a deterrent. That's BS.
It was experimenting, man. It says they do a diligent search. They were experimenting on how effective the atomic bomb was. And now they got nuclear weapons, it's just much more devastating, man. And you got less of a time. It's only going to take 1 hour for America to be totally destroyed off the face of the earth. With all those nuclear warheads hitting that place, 1 hour, America's just going to look like a whole desert, man. Go ahead.
It says, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord.
Yeah, you're striven against the Lord by doing what? Enslaving his people. Still to this day, man, you're talking shit about his people, man. Now you want to stick chips in them. So the Lord's not having it, man. You came against his people, and now the Lord's coming for your ass, man. You touched the apple of his eye. And then you had the nerve to call yourself us. Trying to talk about you're the chosen people. You're the seed of Satan, man. You're the synagogue of Satan. We ain't the chosen people of the Lord. Go ahead.
The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
What's the weapons of the Lord's indignation? Those nuclear missiles, man. That's the armory right there. So the Lord said he's going to be in that fire specifically to make sure the whole of America gets terminated, man, on sight. Yeah, Judgment Day, Doomsday. That's it. Nuclear fire, man. Nuclear flames, baby. That's why America's going to look like a lake on fire. Ain't talk about no pit underneath the earth called hell. That's or Hades. I was talking about America being lit on fire, man, from a bird's eye view. That's what the elect are going to see looking down from the chariots. They're going to see America on fire looking like a lake. That's just blistering on fire. Engulfed in flames, basically. The whole land of America, man, whacked out. And then smoke just ascending up forever for a long ass time. Go ahead.
It says, the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
The land of the Chaldeans is talking about Babylon the Great, aka America, aka modern day Nineveh. The Apostles was going into the destruction of Nineveh, the Syrians and all that, Nineveh. That's modern day America, man. Same protocol, man. The destruction's coming. Modern day Bosra, modern day Edom, modern day Egypt, modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, man. That's America. The Baal, the land of the Chaldeans, is talk about the daughter of the Chaldeans being Babylon the Great. So America's going to get wiped out. There's no remedy for America. America's not going to be made great again. No matter what Trump says or tries to tell you, bewitch the people with. America's going to get wiped off the face of the earth. Why? Because it's prophecy, man. And the word of the Lord does not return unto him void. You know? And Trump, as we've been saying, Trump is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Even though he's trying to backtrack and do all this the damage control, he's still fulfilling prophecy, man. He's still doing what he's been set up to do, which is lead America into a third world war. And there's nothing he can do to stop it. You know? With the mark of the beast, he's going to lead America to make the chip mandatory.
Yeah, man.
Because why? Because it's prophesied that. So he's gonna, no matter what he tried to, what they say or, try to put it off. America eventually is going to be mandating that everyone get a biometric device under their skin. As I said, they just announced it the other day in one of their states that they're going to be pushing digital IDs. So everyone must get a digital ID, mandated. So what are UIC and the ICPK got to say about that? Is it going to be still in all its forms? Am I going to be still still in all its forms?
Yeah.
Is it a physical actual device? So days of playing around are coming to an end. All the shit talking, all the backbiting, and all the isms and all that shit's coming to an end. You either get down with the truth, or you're gonna get laid out with the missile, man. That's it, man. And as we said, we don't care. We're just doing what the Father told us to do. Whoever gets taken out in the process, you was meant to get taken out. It's not down to us. It's down to the choice of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, whether you're a man of the Lord, part of the elect, or you're part of the 2/3. That number's already been decided before the earth was made.
But the Lord even said, like, He make our forehead hard against your forehead, man, as an adamant against a flint.
Adamant rock, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, even if there was another nation that didn't even speak the same language as us, they still inquire, but Jakes just don't give a fuck. So, but when the Lord brings the judgment, He's going to laugh at your calamity in the same way that you just disregarded His men, man. So, it's going to be a lot of weeping and gnashing of teeth, like the scripture says, man, a lot of regret. And that regret is one of the worst feelings. Even if you experience regret on a day-to-day, when you know you could have done something, but you didn't do it. Like, you know you could have maybe ironed your shirt for what, like the date the night before, and now you're running late and you got to hurry up. It's long, but that's on a minuscule score. But like when you know you had the truth right in front of you, like, all you had to do
Really, it's down to the Lord, man. It's like we said, we got love for brothers and all of that, but it's not really about having love. No matter how we feel, it's really about whether the Lord chose you or not. Many are called, but few are chosen. And that's just the way it is. Because there's a lot of guys we didn't expect to fall out the truth, but they're falling out one way or another. They've come against the truth, they're falling out. They talk bad about the apostles and all that. They become enemies overnight. And that's down to basically the Lord putting that spirit on them, man. Because there was part of that condemnation, like Genesis. Because the apostles were always rooted for, even when the split happened, apostles was rooted for Genesis at first, man. They was talking about Deacon Akar and Hassad, like, yeah, they could do this, like, they could be part of the hopeful elect if they stay on point. But then they started to switch, like, drift off and do their own thing. Like children tossed to and fro, willful, man. Laden with all mixed all kinds of different doctrines, man. Strong drink. So now they're just totally gone. Now they're stuck in that pride demon zone, and they can't see their way out of it. Because they're getting that money now, So they're not part of the brotherhood, man. It's not, it's just, that's what it is. The Lord chooses who His men are and who is not, man, at the end of the day. We're just trying to fight so we stay on the right path, man. And we don't start butchering and adding to it. Because we get concerned if you just say one thing wrong, man. You might slip up and say something like, a born not an Edomite when it's supposed to say a born not an Assyrian. And then you might say, actually, yeah, it says a born. You might slip up and say that, but then you have to correct yourself. Because you already know, if you don't correct that and you start teaching that madness, the Lord going to, jack you up because you're teaching lies in His name. That's a heresy, man. Damnable heresy at that. Because the Lord's not going to be saving no damn Edomites. There's no salvation for these other nations. But these Genesis guys can't seem to get it. Why? Because they sold out. Because years back, they wasn't teaching this madness. Under Alazar, they wasn't teaching that shit. They was teaching about the Gentiles being going into slavery like everyone else was. Now all of a sudden, the Gentiles can receive salvation. Now they're saying Cornelius is an Edomite. They're listening to Babylonites and all that, So it's like at the end of the day, what can we do?
So, yeah, even when the seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Yeah, their fate's already been, the minds have been sealed with a hot iron. Your fate is sealed. Go ahead, obviously.
This is 1 Timothy 4 from the top. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith.
Yeah, in the latter times, we're in the last days. Now you're getting all these apostates coming out of the woodworks. Guys that's talking hella shit, trying to remix the scriptures and all that. The apostles have always been saying this throughout the years. You're gonna have guys doing this, but this at the end in particular, we didn't know it was going to be so much of it at one time. Usually back in the day, we one character, and then you'll be the flavor of the week, and then we done away with after a while. And that's like all these different groups all at once, all pushing madness, man. Popping up out of nowhere. You got black groups that we don't even know about just popping up saying they're teaching. We don't know their whole they could be teaching madness because we don't watch them groups, man. If they're teaching what apostles and elders are teaching, then let Yahweh Shem Yahweh be with them. Let them alone. Like the Lord said, but if they're teaching madness, being apostates and all these different things, all we can do is defend the gospel, man. But them guys, their fate's already been sealed. They're going to be destroyed, man. Why? Because the Lord said in the last days, some are going to depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, man. A lot of them for filthy lucre.
Yeah, man. That's why we got to pray to the Lord to take not his spirit off us.
Holy Spirit sounds fun, innit?
Yeah, because King David knew, man. Like, because when King David got confronted over what he did with Bathsheba, and then he realized, looking back in retrospect,
Samuel got onto him,
and he realized in retrospect that he had been a murderer and lied about it, an adulterer. Then like he was like, yo, shit, I'm deep in sin, man. And he quickly prayed to the Lord and said, before it got worse, take not that Holy Spirit away from me.
Because when there's flesh, we go off. Even King Solomon went off, man. That shows you that all great men are not always wise, man. Like, we're this in this flesh, but that's why we need those new bodies. Because when we get those new bodies in them chariots, when you get beamed up, you're not going to sin ever again. You're not going to go off ever again. You're not going to have a weird thought. You're not going to do a weird thing. You're not going to be transgressing the law. You're not going to commit adultery. You're not going to steal. You're not going to be covetous. None of those things are going to come into your mind. Because you're going to be totally sin-proof. Satan's not going to be able to get to your brain, man, and make you deceive you, basically. You're going to be impenetrable spiritually, man. You're going to be totally righteous in a new righteous body, man of steel, so to speak. So no one's going to be able to fuck with you. The demons ain't going to be able to fuck with you, fuck with your mind and all that. Yeah. You're going to be on point all the time. With all this feeble flesh, you're going to go off like King David went off. He numbered Israel. You got persuaded by the demon Satan. After the Lord said Satan's going to persuade him to make him go off and number Israel so he can jack him up. He committed adultery, murdered Uriah the Hittite, sent him on the front lines to get murdered so he could take his wife. King Solomon, he got bewitched by the women, started following their gods. The great men are not always wise because we're in this feeble body of iniquity, man. This body is susceptible to demons, man. That's why we always have to pray to keep the armor. Ephesians, man. That's why it's a constant fight between the spirit and the flesh. Brothers is always going for that day and night. As soon as you wake up, the spirit and the flesh is always contention, man. It's always fighting. You want to do something righteous, but his body's telling you not to do it, trying to make you do something else.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh indeed is weak.
Flesh is weak, man. So it's that constant fight. But when we get into the chariots, that constant fight's going to be over. We're not going to battle with no sinful thoughts no more. None of that. Because to what comes out of sin, death. The wages of sin is death. We're not going to die no more. So we're not going to go off no more. There's not going to be no reason for us to go off.
That's how we're going to have eternal life, because we're not going to sin.
We're not going to sin. We're in this flesh now. We're going to go off, man. It's just what it is, where it is. Even the apostles, they went off, man.
Yeah. Only for the show the glory of the Lord.
That's it. We ain't go off because it's this flesh. This flesh is fucking feeble. It's weak as fuck. It's susceptible to fucking demonic energy, man. Constant battles, even when you're trying to sleep, Satan's fucking with your mind, man. Constant battle with them demons always fucking with you, man. Day and night, man. No matter what you're doing, day and night. When you wake up to when you go to sleep, constant battle, man. Every day, with every brother, especially in the truth. Just like I always think of the movie Constantine, man. Because when he said, when he told the bitch, like, he says, oh, you know what's out, you know what's going on. They can see you now.
Yeah.
Because you're awake, so they can see you now. So that's when the demon started trying to fuck with her, trying to catch her and walking down the street, fucking with her and all that, trying to kill her. They could get into car crashes and shit like that. That's what will happen, man. Because the spirits know that you're awake now, or you're one of them. You're one of his.
Well,
We need to fuck with him to make him come off the path.
yeah.
And a lot of guys, they fail the test because they don't realize that they're fighting an internal battle, a spiritual war, not with just between the world, but within themselves as well. Sometimes they get caught up, that they can't fight, and they're not spiritually fortified in the mind to contend with that spiritual warfare.
Yeah,
So they fall short.
If I can say this,
Go ahead,
because
go
you
ahead.
mentioned Constantine, that movie as well.
Yeah.
And the scriptures tell you that he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey.
Yeah,
So that just shows you, man, like people
When
they
you're
can see.
awake, that's
Yeah.
it.
They can
Demons
see
can
them.
be. Yeah, the spiritual world can see you, man. The demons know, he's awoken.
Something different.
He's one of them. We need to fuck with him. You know? Just like Job. Job was a man of the Lord. Satan said, I can't get to him
That's Job.
because he's your man.
Yeah.
That's your right hand man. You got a hedge over him. I can't fuck with him unless you take your hand off of him. They're not going to mess with him, man.
Yeah.
What did Satan do? Plague him with all kind of infirmities. He's lost his family, his friends, all of that shit. But did he lose his faith? No. He maintained his faith until the bittersweet end, and the Lord returned and rewarded him for that greatly. Everything he lost, he got back 100-fold. 1,000 more sheep, cattle, and all of that. More abundance of family, daughters, and all these children. He was more wealthier than he was before. Because he was a wealthy man before Satan started fucking with him. You know?
He became a better man. He
Yeah.
was better off,
He was better off than when he first started.
even though he went through all the hell.
He lost everything, man. He only lost his life. You know? But he maintained his faith, that's the thing. If you got faith, small as a grain of mustard seed, you can move mountains, man. That's why faith is a key ingredient. Don't be listening to camps telling you the law, the law, the law. You got to keep the law. The law's not going to be, yeah, you can keep the law, but the law's not going to lead to your salvation. It's the faith. Do you believe, man? You got to believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's the real power. It's not about just keeping the law, the law. The wicked scribes and Pharisees, they were keeping the law, but it was wicked as all hell. And you've got the same kind of characters today. Nate and them. They tell you keep the law, but they're doing all kinds. There's all kinds of skeletons in their closets, man. There's all kinds of fuckery going on behind closed doors. They're not all spanky and clean. But they look the part though. They got the uniform and all of that.
Yeah, they got the
The marching, the band and all of that. You know, they look like they're in order, but they're not in order, man. Especially when it comes to the scriptures. They're not in order. They're out of order, man. You know, so what's going to deliver you, as you've been saying, faith. Especially when all hell breaks loose, man. You ain't going to be relying on the law when all hell breaks loose. You're going to be relying on faith, whether the Lord's dealing with you or not.
Well, this Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Yes, that's why we're called prisoners of hope. Because we hope for the protection. We hope that the Lord has mercy. We hope that we get beamed up into the shits and we see this place destroyed. With the rest of the Akim as part of the elect. We hope and pray. That's what we call the hopeful elect. We're not coming out here bragging and saying, yeah, we're the elect, so we're just going to do what we want to do. Now we're hoping that we're part of the elect. That means you still got to put your hands to the plow. You got to work for this, man. You got to work, man. Ain't going to be no easy ride. You know? We also through much tribulation, Acts 14 and 22. Many trials, tribulations, so you enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, by the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Yahweh, so that the things which are seen were made
Everything was
of
framed
things
through
which
faith. That's it, the power of the word. Through the faith of the word, the Lord created everything we can see right now. This whole third dimensional realm, the trees, the ground, everything we see, the sky, the heavens, so to speak, the sky and all of that, the food that we eat, everything that we need was created through the spirit of the word of faith of the Lord, man. That's how powerful his word is. To create actual physical things from his word that we can actually see, taste and feel. Like the five senses and all that. It's all created through a man's word, man. Speaking it into existence. Let there be light and all of that. And that was the angels of the Lord setting up the Elohim, setting up the kingdoms of the earth was setting up the worlds that we live in today in the beginning. And the Lord was there with them, man. That's why he's known as the Word, the Word. The Word was with the Most High in the beginning, you know. And all these worlds, he's basically the father of them, man. Under the Heavenly Father, he's the author of them, man. You know.
That's right, man.
He created. It says that what was it? He created the worlds.
Yeah.
Hebrews.
Yeah.
If you just put worlds, yes, yeah, it'll just come up. That's the only one. Created worlds.
Hebrews 11 and 3. By faith we understand that. Let me actually one second. Hebrews 11 and 3. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Yahweh, so that the things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Yeah, kind of verse.
That was another one.
There's another one. That's it. Like Hebrews 2 and 8. Let me see what that says. Real quick. That's it.
Maybe it's the worlds were made. That might be Colossians.
It's not that. One second.
Look at Colossians 1 and 15.
Hebrews 1
Yeah,
and 2. Having these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he have appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds.
That's it. So the Lord was appointed under the Heavenly Father to make the worlds that we live in. The sea world, you know, the physical world, the world, the earth, the human world, the animal world. There's all type of different worlds, man. But the Lord created all of them. Space,
Yeah, and even,
the universe, you know.
yeah.
There's all kinds of planets out there. That's part of the houses, the mansions. That's why the Lord said in my Father's house are many mansions. Those are different houses that the elect are going to take over and move in, basically. Those different planets, man. In the stratosphere, in the galaxies, infinite space. You know, we're going to take over everything, man. In righteousness, though. We're going to show these devils how you're truly supposed to rule the earth, man, in righteousness, bring back order. Because everything that we need to do to hold this earth in order and sustain, you know, equality and serenity and peace and balance is written off in the scriptures, man. It gives you everything. How to live off the land, you know, how to, you know, Esau doesn't even follow that. He don't even follow the land Sabbath. He just plows the earth until there's nothing left. And then causes all kinds of upheaval and destruction. I was watching this new BBC program. It's called The War Between the Earth, or the Land and the Sea. Basically, like, you got the sea people, you know, like looking at Aquaman and shit. And they're pissed off because without people on the land, the earth, which are Edomites basically, the UN, they've just basically destroyed all the waters, poisoned everything. And they got all these microplastics and all of that. So the first thing the sea people said, like, we're going to return all your fucking rubbish onto you, man. So all the rubbish that they dumped on them, it was basically based in London as well. That's where they're having the council meeting. So the head of the sea people came out to the UN council and said, look, you lot don't want to do what you're supposed to do. We're going to return all your shit now. We took about 50 years. We're going to clean up the waters and all the pollutants. It's going to take up to 50 years. Like, fuck that. We're going to be dead by then. So nah, take back all your rubbish now. They started dumping all their microplastics, all the poisons, all the pollutants that they've been dumping in their water back onto the land. Showing you that this devil is a man, a harbinger of death, man. Anywhere he goes, he leaves a trail of destruction. There's all kinds of pollution and all that in the waters, man. Why? Because the devil is ruling, man. You know? All kinds of pollution, waste. The earth is crying out for help, man. Earth is vomiting up itself, basically, man. It's looking for a new leadership. Because this devil's mismanaged the earth. You know, that's why it says everything is out of course, man. And the Lord needs to destroy them that destroyeth the earth. Which he needs Edomites. The so-called white people. So that's why they got to go down. That's another reason why they got to go down. Because they don't know how to keep everything in order. As I said, if you wanted to maintain law and order, justice, everything's written off in the scriptures. Now Esau's a big hypocrite. They call themselves, you know, law-abiding, like Christians, you know, so-called Christians. But they permit everything that's against the scriptures, man. They say it's unlawful for a man to have more than one wife, but then it's lawful for a man to commit adultery, sleep around with another man's wife. But in the scriptures, it's lawful for a man to have more than one wife. But it's not lawful for a man to sleep with another man's wife. It's adultery. That's a law unto death. That's a sin unto death. So these devils are hypocrites, man. That's just two laws that they break. Because a man is allowed to have more than one wife. A man's not supposed to be stuck down with one heifer for the rest of his mortal life. And he has to live and die with this bitch. And that headache that he's got to deal with for the rest of his life, man, until they get a divorce. A man's allowed to have more than one, man. Spread the seed, man. Soil his royal oats. You know? But if a man want to have more than one wife, that's illegal. But if a man commit adultery, like this guy Diddy, sleeping with other men's women, that's not illegal. But in the Bible, that's a sin unto death. Just for that act alone, Diddy should be under the rubble somewhere. The amount of times that guy's committed adultery. He should be in the dirt somewhere, man. Dead. And that's not even the only crime he's committed. He's committed murders, attempted murders, all these kinds of shit. So that's what I'm saying, man. This land, this world, it is ruled by a bunch of fucking hypocrites, man. And that's Esau Edom. The tabernacles of bribery, the hypocrites. This place is going to be burnt with fire, man. It's needed. So, you know, if you ain't got nothing else, go back to Isaiah 47, 1 Thessalonians 5, 1, 3, and then Isaiah 47. Jump around.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, this guy Trump, people are saying, yeah, they feel the safest under the Trump leadership. You know, they feel the safest they've ever been. And this guy's caused nothing but mayhem since he got into office, man. This guy's done nothing, you know, lawful or righteous in the Americas since he got back into power. He's just causing more contention, more separation, more segregation, basically. And America's about to fall and topple itself. Like all civil war and all that shit's about to break out, you know? Oh, now they just released the photos of a few of them Epstein files. They released the fucking black cabinet.
So 1940s.
Yeah, the pegmaster glove. That shit is nasty as all hell. You got a glove with all kind of pegmaster shit at the end of it. And that's going into children's rectums and all that, man. That shows you the mind. The scripture says the mind, the Esau's spirit is not right in it, man. You got a pegmaster glove, man. Let alone they got dildos and all the other sex toys that they got. They got actual gloves and it's got pegmaster butt plugs on it, man. So you can only imagine what they was doing to little children with that shit, man. On a regular. They had to clean that shit thoroughly before they put that camera on that shit, man. It looks spanky clean like it's never been used. You know, they took a shot of it like to say it's never been used before. You already know they used that many a times, man. And it showed him with Trump with some girls and like to say they ain't more the debaucherous, you know, disgusting more pictures than that. They're gonna show some fucking black cabinet. Like say, oh, what was in that? What's inside there? You know, some old magazines, some old like flip magazines, and Playboy magazines is back from the old 70s versions and shit. Like to say that's some modern day shit. Taking pictures of some old shit. Like, come on, man, stop playing. We already know you got some debaucherous, sadistic, sick videos out there and photos that you've taken, bloody photos of, you know, people that are there, you know, that they pass around to each other on the dark web. But that's what a lot of these politicians and execs, when they get caught with child porn and all that in their suitcases and shit, that's what they got. Pictures of little babies being mutilated and manhandled and all that. They ain't got no fucking little dusty ass doll pictures and shit. They got mutilation pictures and what's that term that they use when they're raping up the woman? Smut videos. They got the smut videos and all these things, man, doing mad shit. doing all that Diddy shit, man. There was even talks of Diddy being on a yacht with goat heads and all that. Bloody goat heads and shit. You already know what they was doing in them boats, man. You got a damn goat's head on a boat. The bloody one like that. You just chopped it off fresh.
Crazy.
It's demonic, man. He was doing some rituals on them shits, man. They weren't just sexual acts. All that shit was all ritualistic.
Well, shut over that.
And then he's drugging people and waking up in the morning not recollecting what happened the other day, the day before, the night before. Waking up, their asses all feeling sore and all that. That's in that movie Blink Twice. With Channing Tatum. That's a new movie that just came out recently. You know? And it's showing you that the guy that owns the island, Epstein Island, he drugs the bitches and then he has their way with them, beats them up, has sex with them and all that. Then they wake up the next day not realizing why they got bumps and bruises all over their body. And then they go through the same shit cycle again and again and basically still they start disappearing like, one by one. That's what they do on them islands, man. It's a freak off, man. That's why Diddy called it the freak off. Days on end of just doing madness. Back to back days, 3-4 days of just doing madness, man, with baby oil. Like, man can have sex for an hour or two and then take a break, and this guy was just constantly doing it.
Yeah. That man, the ecstasy, innit?
For 3 to 4 days straight, to the point where they had to take fucking blood shots and insulin, not insulin, get transfusions basically. For all the energy they exerted for the past 3-4 days. They had to get blood transfusions, man, to put back in their body, and all the energy that they spurted out. Madness, man. He was taking all kinds of drugs as well. Crazy life, man. But they show you in all their movies, the Eyes Wide Shut, the Blink Twice. Then you got this idiot Marlon Wayne's complaining, saying he's not down for it. Why are you going after this? Because he's part of that backdooria shit. They didn't just do the new movie him. He was playing the Diddy character in that new movie him. He was doing all kinds of rituals, all types of satanic shit. He was working for the Illuminati to get a new fucking groomed athlete for them, to make him the new GOAT. He was fucking with goat heads and all of that, sacrificing people in that movie. That shit is a modern day P. Diddy story, man, in NFL. Showing you that all them different sports and entertainment, they all do the same shit. Why? Because it's all run by the same people. Them issues, man. Them JOSS's. They run the sports industry, the entertainment industry, they run Hollywood and all this other weird shit. They run all of them, man. So of course they're gonna endorse all that behavior in those different industries. That's how you make it. That's how you make it to greatness, so to speak. You have to commit sacrifices and do ritualistic acts, satanic acts. That's why it says for the love of money, 1 Timothy 6 and 9. For the love of money. It's the root of all evil. What are you willing to do for the love of money? You're willing to sell your soul, man. Like Genesis. Them niggas sold their soul because they love money. They're teaching lies now. Because they love money. They don't love Yahweh Hashem. They love the tangible goods. If you was a true man of the Lord, like Yahweh Shai did, you would rebuke Satan. When they came to you offering the bag, whoever that Edomite was, you would have rebuked him in the name of Yahweh Shai and put curses on his ass. But you guys decided to take the bag. Showing you guys ain't no men of integrity.
Listen. Revelations 2:25. But that which you have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Yeah, that's the long term. That's talking about because this society right we're living in right now is temporal. But this is the eternal kingdom. The Lord says he's going to give us power over the nation. Real power. But we ain't going to have to ask for nothing. We're going to be the authority. These nations are going to have to come to us. For everything, man. Even a glass of water, they're going to have to come to us to ask. And we're going to have the right to say yes or no. If we want you to starve to death, we can say no and let you starve to death. And that's righteous. Because we got the power, man. We got to say so. You know? We got the juice. So we're gonna have the upper hand. We're gonna have to say so, man. That's how it's supposed to be. But that's gonna come for the men of the Lord that endure to the hard, endure to the end. The ones that fought the good fight, man, that stood stiffly. for the names. They're going to get that blessing, being joint heirs in Yahweh Shai's kingdom. But you guys are fighting for that now, but you're going to the enemy for that help. You're going to the... You're basically accepting help from the enemy to get those blessings when Yahweh Shai's already promised this to us, man. And we ain't going to have to ask the enemy for nothing. You ain't going to have to sell your soul. You ain't going to have to sell yourself short or do sacrifice family members or drink blood or do any kind of debaucherous or sadistic acts to get wealth. We're just going to have to be Israelites in the right mind and stay and be righteous. And the Lord says he's going to bless us if you're part of his elect.
Delayed gratification is what you got to exhibit. You just got to wait patiently upon the Lord, man.
Because patience means what? To suffer.
Yeah,
Because these guys don't want to suffer. That's why they want that shit now. They want their 40 acres now. They don't want to wait for the kingdom. You're going to own more than 40 acres in the kingdom of heaven, man. What's 40 acres if you're going to own planets, man? The fuck is 40 acres going to do? When in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to own fucking planets. We're going to own land beyond our fucking eyes can see. The Lord said our borders are going to be enlarged, man. So that means we're going to have more than 40 acres, man, in the kingdom, man. Each brother, especially if you're part of the elect, you got first dibs. But these guys can't wait for that. They want the consolation prize. That's why it says, woe to you that are rich now, for you to receive your consolation. Woe means destruction. So, Nate, if you're not willing to give up that land and all that, you settled on your lease, you're going to be destroyed, man. The Lord said, woe unto you that are rich now, because you will receive your consolation. Genesis, they're going to be destroyed because they received their consolation. They sold out. And anyone else that's doing that same shit, you apostates out there, you're going to be destroyed too. That's it, man. The men of the Lord are not going to, we're not satisfied by, what's it called? We're satisfied by delayed gratification, not the short-term shit. We're thinking about the long-term. Visionaries, seers. Mean to be a visionary, to think about the future. See it. Yeah.
So it says, you shall rule over a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken into shivers, even as I have received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath ear to hear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
Yeah, man. So we're going to be real royalty on the earth. And we ain't going to have to go to no devils to own no land. We're going to own the land because we're going to be sovereign leaders of that nation, man. Of the nation of Israel. We're going to be sovereigns over the whole earth. Like it tells in 2 Ezra 8:1, this world was made for many, but the world to come is made for a few. So that's a lot of land to separate and share around for a few people. The earth is big, man. There's still parts of the earth that we ain't even discovered yet. Parts of the Amazon that ain't even been discovered yet, man. That's how big the earth is. Beautiful landscapes and all that. All kinds of beautiful lands and all that, man. All kinds of resources that not even been touched yet. Discovered. So we're gonna own all of that, man, and everything's gonna be put back in its order. So we can wait. We'll fight. We wait, man. We're patiently waiting. Like 50 Cent said, patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. That's what we're patiently waiting, man. We're not thinking about the short term. Little McDonald microwave blessings and all that you get right here, right now. Because all that's going to change, man. Like Apostles were saying, Genesis sold out for whatever money they sold out for. What are you going to do if they turn to digital money? That means you're going to have to get the chip if you want to spend that money. So you're going to take the chip, spend the rest of that money. You say you got 2 million in the bank. They give you like 2 million a piece. And all of a sudden next year they say, everything's going digital. If you want to access your bank account, you've got to take this digital device. You niggas are going to have to take the chip if you want to get access to that 2 million. And you're going to be contemplating, 2 million, you'll be living good, I don't have to starve, and I just have to take this chip. Fuck it. You're going to end up taking the chip.
That's what my man said, innit? Gehenna, you want to eat, don't you?
You want to eat, don't you? Yeah, Gehenna said that. We got the receipts. The thing about it, you guys say a lot of things, you think that we don't remember and all that, but we got the receipts, man. Brothers got videos. all the shit you've been saying, we got receipts, man. So anything
crazy.
you've said regarding the CV, the stab and jab, a lot of you guys are saying, yeah, take it. And then you come later and say, no, we didn't say to take it. We got the receipts, man. You was telling people to take it.
Unless you said you go.
Yeah, you hardly said that from way back. You want to eat, don't you? You got the receipts, man. So you guys can't, backtrack and try to say, I never said that. That's AI. I'm going to try and say it's AI and all that. Nah, AI didn't exist back then, man. That was you speaking.
That's crazy.
It came out of your mouth. So that means you're contemplating taking the chip because you want to eat.
Well, that's all it was.
A lot of guys are going to be thinking about their belly and all that in that day. A lot of people ain't going to be willing to starve. A lot of men are not going to be willing to starve. Even in Israel, man, a lot of men are not going to be willing to starve, man. They're going to be like, nah, man, it might go for a day or two. And then after that, they'll be like, nah, I can't deal with this no more, man. No, let's just go to the clinic, man. Fuck it. Get the 200 credits and all that in their little chip, then they start going to the supermarket and buy their first meal. Go to McDonald's and swipe a Happy Meal and all that on their chip. The Big Mac meal, the extra cheese. You guys are going to be lining up for that shit, man. It's going to be mad. It's going to be crazy. The only ones that's going to endure is the elect. They're going to refuse even unto death. Chop my head off, you can shoot me down, whatever you want to do. I'm not taking no fucking shit, man. And that's the spirit and the mindset of the men of the Lord anyway, because we're dead to this world. We're already dead in this world, man. Brothers is all going through kinds of ailments, health issues and all of that. We're already dead to this world, man. We don't really care about our life in this world, man. We'd be much more happy if we was in the spiritual realm, really. But we've got to do this work.
Apostle Paul said that, man. I'd rather be with your whole shy, but it's better for me to be, rough and powerful.
Yeah, because you can't prophesy if you're dead.
Yeah, it's better for me to be on earth, man.
I'm saying, man. So if it comes to that, it might come to that. It is what it is. It's the Lord's will. But even those men that are so-called made martyrs for the truth, they're going to be the first ones beamed into the ship. So they're not really going to, drift away into the, into the night and never be seen again. They're going to be the first ones in the chariots with the Lord, with King David, coming back to terrorize Esau, Edom, and these other nations, man. To put a foot up their ass, man. So it's not a lose-lose, man. That's a win-win. You just got to go to sleep for a little while. The Lord said not all of us here can afford to sleep.
Yeah, but then in your house, that's all right first.
We should not all sleep, man. We're not all going to taste of death. A lot of men are still going to be, elect men are going to be around, man. Because you're going to have all them women coming after brothers as well. 7 women, that means a number of women. You're going to be chasing brothers down, trying to get them to be their husbands and all that. I see it as well, man. I see a lot of women nowadays giving brothers the eyes and shit. So that spirit's coming back, like, women are ready to bow down, man. They're going to start chasing men down. Men ain't going to be having to chase women no more. All this chasing women down, taking them on dates, all that shit's going to be gone soon, man. Fuck all that shit, man. It ain't about pleasing your woman. The woman's going to have to find ways to please you. She's going to have to cater to you. That Beyonce song, I will cater, that's going to come back into fruition, man. For real, for real. Women are going to be catering to men, man. They're going to be on their knees begging, man, bowing. As soon as you tell them to do something, they're going to do it without a recourse of action, man. Without speaking back, nothing. Just do it, man. They're going to be cooking and all that. You're going to be because they said they want to cook their own meals and all that. When you smell that good food in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Imagine you had a couple girls and a couple maids, women, and they're just putting that meal together. It's all good food, man.
Yeah, man.
And you're just there waiting for that. You can smell it, man, coming, man.
Well, that
just
was
waiting. You're going to be like, fucking, that's going to be a turn on, man. Shit like that turns men on, man. Real men on. When you have your woman doing household chores and womanly duties, being feminine, cooking and all that, getting things prepared and ready. That's what turns a man on. That's really feminine, man. That's what a masculine man wants. A woman in her femininity. Not all this backbiting, loud mouth, clamorous talking ass black heifers. Like I was watching one interview yesterday, Dame Dash. He went on some POV thing with these 5 black heifers. Bruv, you already know.
I saw that, yeah. You saw about Diddy and that.
It's back and forth, the nigga woman running her mouth, talking shit. You can't do this, you can't do that. Just running them out. You wouldn't even let the man speak, man. No respect, man. That was a prime example showing you that a nigger woman does not respect the black man, man. No matter how wealthy you are, because that man's he's worth a lot of money, man. Even though they make it seem like he's bankrupt and he's broke and all that guy is a businessman. He knows what he's doing. He learned from the best of them, the Edomites, so he's following them small hats and trying to stay in money. So he knows how to keep a business going without, basically his thing was not having debt. And he's trying to explain it to these heifers, if you ain't got no debt, then you'll be better off. 100%. These bitches are talking about, nah, you need to do this, and you need to get loans and all that. Yeah. And they're chatting shit. And he's trying to tell them, look, man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man.
But that's the spirit of a black woman, bro. They feel like they can tell you anything, like, regardless of your position. They don't give a fuck. They feel like a woman is just always right and
always right. And there's 5 of them against 1, so you already know. It was on him, man. It was talking shit. It was cutting him off. He couldn't get a word in. Screaming and being out of order. No order, man. Close their mouth for 1 second.
I hear it, bro.
It was just a waste of it was a waste of time in being there, man. You should have just gone to another podcast or something, man.
Yeah, man.
It was a waste of time being there, man. Yeah. Them bitches ain't there to learn nothing. They think they know it all. And then, you know, like, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Otherwise, I'll come back. But this shows you that there's no order, man. The respect to the nigger woman, to the black man is just totally irrelevant. Like, it doesn't exist. It's eroded. It don't exist. That's why we don't, in the time of Jacob's trouble, we don't care about the nigger woman. We don't need the Israelite women, man. We can get white women, we can get Chinese women, we can get Japanese, all kinds of other women. You know, we can get a Polynesian woman to bring back the nation if we had to, man. We don't need the nigger woman. She's the #1 enemy, man. She's the devil's advocate.
Yeah, the devil, the child of Benjamin, man. The child of Benjamin was once little Benjamin, and they came back.
Women of Shiloh.
You know
what I'm saying? They was probably good looking, young, prime, ready to get their flowers plucked. You know? And even the other day, what was I looking at? I was looking at one word. What was it, man? Suki Suki. I looked at the word Suki Suki, it's actually a Hebrew word, and it goes back to the name Susanna, Susan, in the Hebrew, which means rose or lily or something contemporary, like basically represents a woman that, like, a woman reaching a flower, man. You know? Because that's what, you know, budded rose, a lily. Yeah. When a woman reaches the flower of her age, as the scriptures say, she's ready to be plucked, man. Suki Suki. So that's what I put in the comment board, and the bro was just laughing, and I was like, yeah, man. Because that's what that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get them young, plump and ripe and ready to be plucked, man. Because they're gonna reach the flower. That's why I had that young 19-year-old, and she was talking sense. Especially in these modern day times when women are just out here running their mouths, doing all kinds of fucking. She had, a little bit of a sober mindset than most older women, or women her age, for a young woman, man. But that's how we're gonna get them young, man. Untampered with, untraumatized, man. Because a lot of these women are traumatized, they've got heavy baggage, and that's why they talk shit about men. And they go from one man to another, making the same fucking mistakes, expecting another. That's how you bitches are insane. You do the same shit over and over again, expecting a different type of result. You look for the same type of men, expecting a different result. You bitches are insane. And you wonder why you're still stuck. And you got 10 baby fathers, it's about 20 different kids. And then you want to talk shit about men. You are the problem, man. You need to close your mouth and close your fucking legs. Well, as I was going to say, basically, if that was a white man on that POV talk show, them bitches would have been listening. It would have been a total different atmosphere. They would say, yeah, he's right. They would have been agreeing with everything he said. In business, all of that. Because it's the white man saying it. As soon as you see a black man, it's a nigga, man. Just talk, all the respect goes out. He's talking down to him. Like to say he's on the same level as you. Praise. And he's a successful businessman, man. His own businesses, he's made money. But you got the nerve to open your mouth and talk down to him because what? You got a little talk show. Because you're getting loans from the white man. That's crazy. And you're always going to be indebted to him. You can't pay back. Like,
That's crazy.
that's why it's good when you women get jacked up. We're gonna be laughing at a lot of you women, man. A lot of you black women, especially, we're gonna be laughing at you, man. Don't come running to us, man. But don't come running to me, because I can't stand you black heifers, man. I'll be honest. Yeah, I can't stand you black heifers, man. I look at you and I just get annoyed, man. Every time I see one of them big Shirley type bitches, the nurses in the hospital and that shit annoys me the fuck. There's one of them, she looks like Earthquake, man. She's so fucking big. Bro, it's like, how the hell have you not got a health problem, man? How are you walking around? You got whole beds and wards full of people sick, all kinds of infirmities and all that. Yeah. And this big bitch, she looks like she's over 300 pounds, black woman with weave on her head, walking stiff. Big blobby looking ass bitch. And she's walking around with not a care in the world, man. She should be in a hospital bed, man. The way she looks, man. But she's the one walking around nursing other people, other patients. How you gonna take advice from her?
That's crazy.
She gonna tell you how to stay healthy. She's over 300 pounds, but she gonna tell you how to stay healthy.
That's crazy.
Man, fuck this kingdom, man. I can't wait, man. This is part of the sighing and crying. All the shit that we see in this society, and the reason why we're crying to the Lord to come and destroy this place, man. We can't wait, man. We can't fucking wait. 2026, we hope and pray that it all kicks off with a bang, man. Something crazy happens, whether it's a psyop, false flag, another Charles Kirk, Christie, whatever that nigga's name was, another Kirk situation or whatever, man. Assassinations and all that, whatever has to happen, Abu Ratazar, let it kick off and lead to this Jacob's trouble and the mark of the beast, man. The Third World War. You know? So we can get the fuck up out of it, man. We're close, though. We're the closest we've ever been in history, man. The closest we've ever been before in history. Right now, we're literally at the tipping point of this society being being destroyed. So we just got to hold on, man. You know, patiently wait. The brothers with precepts. We just got to hold on, man. Little while longer, man. Just a little while longer. You can feel it, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the spirit, you can feel it, man. That's why the Lord said measure down the time. Something's coming, man. Oh, you got all of a sudden still in it. Which one are you reading?
First Thessalonians.
Okay, well after that, Isaiah 47. If you ain't got that, we'll probably close it. No.
1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yeah, so that the time of destruction is definitely imminent. And this guy Trump is doing what he's doing. So when all hell breaks loose all of a sudden, no one's gonna escape. It's gonna be something they can't talk their way out of, basically. No escape, man. You can't go back. There's not gonna be no more negotiations. Russians ain't gonna be hearing it. Because as I said to Isaiah 13:17, Russians ain't gonna be hearing that talk, man. They're not gonna regard gold and silver. The negotiation talks are gonna be out of the window, basically. That's why they're surrounding, trying to get around the American border with Venezuela right now. Because they're getting ready to go to war.
Yeah, it's go to war, man.
Straight, man. They don't want to talk to America no more, man. It's full of shit. Go ahead.
But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness.
Yeah, because why? Because we've been made aware of what times that we're living in. The Lord's woken us up, and giving us this understanding through the Spirit, the Hakodash, and He's also raised up watchmen to keep watching. So we're aware, and we have to warn our people what's to come. So we're not going to get caught in darkness like the rest of our people that are walking around blindly, not knowing the time that they're in. They're not measuring the time. They're not true watchmen of the Lord. Even within Israel, you've got guys that's not even talking about Jacob's trouble, doomsday, judgment day. They talk about everything else other than, the destruction that's coming upon this earth or coming to America. So they're not really warning the sheep. They're not real pastors. They're not real herdsmen, shepherds, should I say? They jump to Isaiah 47.
So Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
Yes, so America's going to be going into that more and more situations of confusion. As it says in the book of Job, they're going to be in straits. talking about the wicked elite, the oligarchs, and the whole new world order set up. They're going to get into certain situations they can't get out of, man. Mainly because of this guy Trump, but also because the Lord's going to intervene spiritually, man. And it's going to lead to the demise.
O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, you're going to be visited, man. Why was you called tender and delicate and virgin? Because you've never been touched by a war. And now war is coming to the shores of America. Missiles are getting ready to surround the American shores, man. And when that day comes, and a day and an hour, and no man knoweth, America's not going to be a virgin anymore, man. You're going to get your cherry popped by nuclear fire. Go ahead.
Take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh.
Yeah, shameful experience. Everyone's seen America for what they really are now. All their history, all their, ill-gotten gains, all the shenanigans. Everyone's seen America for the evil traits and the treacherous behavior that they've done throughout the ages, and how they're still continuing with the same behavior to this day. And them and Israel doing the same shit, trying to colonize the earth all over again.
They've been running for propaganda for the longest, so a lot of the things that they've done been swept under the rug for years and forgotten about, but it's all starting to get resurfaced now.
And because of the internet, social media and that, everyone's getting to see it. So that's why they're getting pissed off with the internet situation and people having freedom of speech, because everyone's seeing that, everyone's seeing the fuckery now, everyone's seeing the plan. Everyone can see when you're, doing psyops and all that now. Shit is not just, you don't just believe this news headlines anymore. Everyone's questioning, man. And Esau doesn't like it when people are questioning his business, man, his temperament. He doesn't want people to be a question. He wants people just to believe and fall in line. His shit is backfiring, man, with the internet. Especially because the prophets of the Lord are walking now through the World Wide Web, which he didn't think was ever going to happen.
Thanks.
Pass over the rivers, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Everyone's seen America for the shameful experience. So why are they trying to celebrate 2026, 250 years of America colonizing and whatever, independence and all that shit? People are going to be fighting against that, man. Not everyone's going to be down for that. It's going to be like America got America by stealing, by thievery, by robbery, by murder. They didn't work hard to get America, they stole it. Enslaved a whole bunch of people, man.
I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man.
That's our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. That's why the Lord's coming in the big chariot, father ship, to invade this earth with the angels, the so-called UFOs, man, the chariots of Israel. And these devils are not these devils are not going to be able to stop the Lord when he returns. They're going to try and fight the Lord and the angels, and they're going to be sadly mistaken, man. They're going to be destroyed with America. Because you're not going to be able to put your hands on the Lord like you did 2,000 years ago.
Back to destroy and devour at once.
If you just read one more verse, I think it's just all of a sudden, I think it's like verse 7 or 8, jump down to that.
Waste the space entirely, man. To deliver the elect and to bring judgment upon the wicked. Man.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord's coming to do.
All of a sudden, it shall rise up.
Great judgment, man.
It's I think verse 9.
Go ahead.
It says verse 9. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Yeah, man, because America was founded off forefathers of straight Masons, they were warlocks. America was not founded off righteous principles of Christianity, it was founded off witchcraft. That's how these devils got power over the West. And these devils knew who they was coming to conquer. Going back to Christopher Columbus 1492 conquest. We talked about Elmo's fire, the three ships, the Santa and the Pinta and the Santa. What was it? The Pinta,
Mina
and the Santa Maria. That's how they came over to the New World. They knew who they was coming to conquer, the 10 tribes of Israel. They read second Ezra. Because Esau Esau, even though Esau acts like, the scriptures are not real, he believes certain parts of the scriptures, because to travel, get on a boat and jump all the way to the other side of the earth where you've never been before, you had to believe in something. You had to have faith in something. So he had faith that the Israelites was over there, and when he got there, he met the Israelites, 10 tribes. So he was more than happy, because he knew that was going to be the new world. There was a new land for them to conquer. That's where it all started, man, 1492. Go ahead. But they didn't think about their latter end, that they're going to have to pay for that in the end. The Lord's going to recompense them for that. Go ahead.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me.
Yeah, that's that pride, man, pride demons. You can see that in King Trump. Cruel Lord. Go ahead. I think it's the next one when he goes out.
Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth.
So all of a sudden, like we just been reading in Jeremiah, the hammer of the earth, and First Thessalonians 5, peace and safety and sudden destruction. Same thing is saying in Isaiah 47. All of a sudden, destruction is going to rise up, and you're not going to know where it came from, and you're not going to be able to stop it. Go ahead.
And mischief, it says, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Sudden desolation, man. So America's going to meet its fate, which is total annihilation. The eighth head that shall go into perdition, and that's thus saith the Lord, man. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So there's nothing Trump can do, there's nothing the elites can do to stop that. And then their asses are going into slavery for 1,000 years, and then they're going to be exterminated off the face of the earth too. And there's nothing they can do to stop that prophecy from happening. So everything the Lord said that's going to happen is going to happen, man. Whether you like it or lump it. But for us, the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, we're just waiting for it to manifest in the physical, man. So this is what we're openly praying for. Salvation of the nation of Israel, the elect. Our enemies being put down and underneath our foot. That's the prayer of the saints, man. Patience and faith for the saints. To lead these devils into captivity. So, brothers is done anyway, but our brothers, I will catch you brothers again next week. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Chakadash, Shalom. Shalom. What's that?